For he established a testimony in Jacob, and appointed a law in Israel, which he commanded our fathers, that they should make them known to their children. Psalm 78, verse 5. God did not leave transmission to chance. He established a testimony in Jacob and appointed a law in Israel. Both words carry legal force. God commanded the fathers to make these things known to their children. The chain of transmission runs from God to fathers to children, and the command belongs to God, not to human tradition or cultural preference. What gets passed forward is not folklore. It is divinely authorized testimony about who God is and what he has done, that the generation to come might know them, even the children which should be born, who should arise and declare them to their children. Psalm 78, verse 6. The goal of transmission extends beyond the immediate audience. God's command reaches forward into generations not yet born. Children who will be born will arise and declare these things to their own children. No generation is exempt from this responsibility. No generation is too far removed from the original events to carry the testimony forward. The Exodus happened once in history, but its meaning belongs to every generation of Israel until the end of time. Paul writes in 1 Corinthians 10, verse 11, that the things which happened to Israel happened unto them for ensamples, and they are written for our admonition, upon whom the ends of the world are come. The generation to come needs to know what God did, why he did it, and what it demands from them, that they might set their hope in God and not forget the works of God, but keep his commandments. Psalm 78, verse 7. Asaph names 3 outcomes God intends through faithful transmission. First, that each generation would set its hope in God. Hope placed in God is not passive sentiment. It is an active trust, rooted in what God has proven through his works. Second, that they would not forget the works of God. Forgetting is the recurring failure of Israel throughout this psalm. The wilderness generation saw the Red Sea, ate manna, drank from the rock, and still forgot. Memory requires deliberate cultivation. Third, that they would keep his commandments. Hope and memory are not ends in themselves. They produce obedience. A generation that remembers what God has done and places its hope in him will order its life according to his commands, and might not be as their fathers, a stubborn and rebellious generation, a generation that set not their heart aright, and whose spirit was not steadfast with God. Psalm 78, verse 8. Asaph names a negative example. Their fathers were stubborn and rebellious. The word stubborn carries the image of an animal that stiffens its neck against the yoke, refusing to be directed. The word rebellious describes active opposition to authority rather than passive drift. These fathers set not their hearts aright. The heart was crooked, turned away from God toward itself. Their spirit was not steadfast with God. Steadfast means established, immovable, loyal. Their spirit shifted with circumstances. This is the generation that praised God at the Red Sea and murmured against him just days later. This is the generation that ate manna and craved meat. Hebrews 3 verse 10 quotes God's own assessment of them. They do always err in their heart, and they have not known my ways. Asaph holds this generation before Israel's eyes, not to shame the dead, but to warn the living. The same tendencies live in every generation that does not receive the testimony, remember the works, and keep the commandments.